consistent. Alright, I'm going to teach you how to make a habit tracker, and this is something I've used since the start of my self-improvement journey about 2 years ago, and it made me so much more consistent in the habits that I was trying to get into, because without some kind of tracking system, you kind of let things slide a little bit too much. When you make a habit tracker like this, we'll make one together, you just need like a piece of paper, but when we make one together, and you also do this very important thing, which is kind of crazy, it's kind of psychopathic, but you stick it up on your wall. As you can see that I have like self-improvement, productivity, success related papers on my wall and all over here as well. It really gets into your face. Now, there's a lot of people, I'll be totally honest, there's a lot of people who don't need to do things like this. They set themselves some kind of intention and they do it. Quite frankly, bro, I'm not one of those people at all. I need every advantage I can get. If you've taken this course and you also struggled with productivity and being able to, like, you know, be your own boss and set your own instructions, and you were in that beginning stage, like the level sort of 0 or level 1 stage of entrepreneurship, and I was stuck there too. We're not those people who can naturally just think of a new idea or a habit and just get consistent. We need every advantage we can get, and this is a very good advantage. And it's also kind of fun because it gamifies the process. It kind of feels nice when you've set it up and you tick off like the habits that you've done, and also sometimes when you miss the habit, it kind of gives you that extra boost to think like, oh fuck, like I've missed these good habits for the last few days, I really need to get serious now. So just grab a pen and a piece of paper. You can make habit trackers online on documents and stuff. I highly recommend doing it on a piece of paper and then just sticking it up on your wall. That sticks out to you so much more, especially if you do it somewhere productive. Like if you put it on like the outside of your door, your bedroom door, so that your family can see it. I know it's fucking cringe, but it's like there's an extra level of accountability when you don't want people to see that you've missed like a bunch of days of the habits that you've said that you're gonna do. So we're gonna make this together. Down the left hand side right here, like down this column here, just write down the days of the month. So right now it's the 9th of August, so I would start it on the 9th. My handwriting's kind of awful, but like there. So I've got 9, 10, 11, 12, so it's like this is August, and I would go all the way to the 31st of August, and then I would even just do like September 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then on the top hand side around here, we're going to put in the habits, and what we're going to do is we're only going to put in 3 habits right now. As we go along the rest of the lessons in this course and you learn more and more, we're going to finish off the habit tracker one step at a time. So what we're going to do, just follow exactly how I do it. So what we have now is the days of the month going down, and we have some of the habits that we're going to do, and they are affirmations, visualization, and I wrote 20%. 20% just means what we discussed, I think, in the previous lesson to this, where it's like we have this main essential task, and that's the big focus. So we're going to wake up and we're going to be thinking, okay, what's the 20% task? For me, it would be record videos. So you write yours. What maybe yours was recording or uploading content, maybe it was writing words or emails or whatever it was. Whatever that 20% task was, you can either write 20% or you can write task, or you can write like record. So for me, this would be record. So every day I'd like to record some, because that's like the main component of my success. So your habit tracker should look like this. It doesn't need to be neat, even though, you know, the presentation can be nice if you do want to. Every time I've made a habit tracker, I'll be totally honest, I've always made it just scruffy as fuck, like messed up and everything. It doesn't really matter. For me, what matters more is the system and the strategy and the effectiveness of this tactic, rather than just something looking pretty. But I know some people value different things. I know some people sort of care differently. So this is what mine looks like right now. It's not finished, looks horrible. What we're going to do is, as you keep watching along, I'm going to tell you and remind you, okay, like, you know, we've just discussed something new, add on a new section to your habit tracker. So keep this handy as you watch these lessons. Now, before we finish this lesson, let's again do that same visualization that we've been doing recently, which is visualizing the success that you've wanted, the results that you've wanted specifically from this course. You took this course because you wanted to double your productivity. You wanted to actually start being able to do your own work, set your own work, be the guy who hands out the instructions. So visualize yourself achieving that. This time I won't guide you in any way. Just for like 10 seconds, I'll do it alongside you. Just visualize some moment of you getting the results that you wanted. Now what we can do, since you've just done that, you can tick today's visualization habit there, boom. Even though this looks very simple, it looks all over the place, it looks kind of rough and like, you know, messy. This is really a fundamental part of my productivity system. It's just that simple tick. And then specifically, I'm just gonna give you a mindset about this, because a lot of people don't actually explain the real value of a habit tracker. It feels nice to tick, but it's specifically the slightly bad feeling of not ticking a box for the day or for multiple days that really matters. So there's gonna be a time as we go along, there's gonna be a time that you've got all these, you know, habits set out. You've set the intention that you're gonna do all this. There's gonna be a time where you'll look look at the habit tracker and be like, oh fuck, I haven't done this task, affirmations, for the last 3 days, 4 days. Or there's going to be a time, wait, oh fuck, I didn't do anything for the last 2 days. There's going to be a time when that happens. When it happens, it's so important for you to have the accountability to just start at wherever you are, you know, the days of the month, and just keep going and try to make this as best as you can. Too often, and it happens with me as well, if I miss a couple of days, I almost want to like tear up the habit tracker and like start again. Never do that. Like, this is the habit tracker that you're going to keep for the next month, and you specifically want to even keep it even though there's a big gaps that you've been missing out on. Do not expect to tick every single box. If you tick 50% of the boxes, 30%, you're still going to be so much more productive than you are usually. So if you imagine this, imagine the whole, you know, the whole habit tracker is made. If you ticked 30% of the good habits, 30%, you'd literally be doing better than you are now. So that's the goal, 30%. Maybe it's 40, maybe it's 50. But don't expect to tick every single one, and don't get like, feel a little bit agitated, a little bit bad when you don't tick one, and actually say to yourself, like, oh damn it, come on, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do the affirmations today? Maybe I can do them right now. Or why didn't I do visualizations for the past 3 days? That's annoying. Okay, what can I do to change that? Because I don't want to feel like this again. I know visualization is going to help me, so what can I do to change that? This really is just a form of accountability to really clearly show you, like physically, visually show you if you've been consistent or not. Make sure you remain accountable to that. Make sure you don't just kind of like wipe it clean and, you know, oh, I'll start again. Because I've done that a bunch of times, and you kind of, after you tear down the habit tracker and you start again, you realize like, shit, like that was literally the point of the habit tracker, was to highlight that I had, you know, missed a bunch of days. I should have kept it up. I should have kept it up even a week later, so I can literally see and, you know, constantly look and be like, oh yeah, like come on, I've got to get more consistent.